attitude about the story because somebody else's moment was hijacked. When you woke up in the morning, when all of us woke up in the morning, the story was not how great Versus was. The story was not, ooh, that was a Versus for the history books. The story was not, ooh, Versus was so good. The story is Tamar Braxton, Cash Money No Limit Versus. That, I think that did a disservice to the whole thing. Hijacked somebody else's, and I'm not implying that it was intentional. Somebody else's moment was hijacked. The next morning, none of the stories related to Versus should have had anything to do with the Tamar Braxton. First thing.
What is it about Birdman, therefore, that is driving everyone insane? Even Kimora Lee's daughters refer to him as Uncle Birdman. Because of him, Keisha Cole got into a confrontation with another lady. Tamar and Toni are currently fighting over who was with him initially. People have been making fun of Tamar for her involvement with Birdman, and the entire issue has descended into chaos. However, I then learned that Toni wasn't innocent either, and that she had wronged Tamar before all of this. This time, the Brat isn't keeping silent. He brought receipts that demonstrated Tamar wasn't Toni's man's thief. Tamar actually attempted to keep harmony while she was with Birdman before Toni's intervention. Is the Brat being honest, or is he just stirring things up? Tamar was already receiving backlash for behaving like Birdman's partner when Toni, the real wife, was at home.
Oh, girl, why are you wiping the sweat off of Birdman's head like that, sis? Now, as a married woman, I think I can grab the mic real quick and speak on this because even though it may, like, she may be innocently doing it, girl, no, you don't do that. Like, the man's been performing on stage all this time and he don't need you wiping the sweat off his head. Now, I'm hoping it was just like a gesture, but girl, y'all are all performers. Like, don't do that.
In the background, she was moving. Birdman seemed to be her own man. At one point, she was even wiping the perspiration at that point off his face, grinning as if they were collectively. People immediately noticed it and confronted her because it appeared odd. Tamar attempted self-defense, claiming that she was merely there to help her sister. She even posted a video of herself and Birdman on a video conference with Toni to demonstrate that nothing dubious was going on. However, it was not being bought by the public. Assisting someone is all right, but the way she was, it felt like something to touch Birdman. Anything else. Things became even more chaotic when Towanda revealed Tamar's covert relationship with Birdman, but Toni didn't know. The drama began as Tamar attempted to act astute and humiliated Towanda by asserting she made her home's down payment.
I know where you live.
Well, of course you don't come. So
Exactly.
my thing,
So how would I
I know
give
where
it
you
to
live because I put down your down payment.
Beautiful.
And you've been stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit card.
She didn't stop there. Tamar also asserted that Towanda had been abusing her credit cards for years without being asked. To be honest, it wasn't shocking, due to Towanda's prior history of stealing items that weren't hers. Individuals still recall the charges made against her, accepting their mother's paychecks and even funds from Toni.
Towanda, baby, I love her to pieces. But hide your stuff when she come over, because she snatched the wig off your head when you look the other way. She's super sneaky, clever.
It's interesting to note that Towanda owes around $500,000, according to her bankruptcy documents. They even mention a $35,000 loan Tamar took out to help with the down payment on her home. Tamar's story appears to be supported by evidence. It also aligns with Towanda's persistent tendency to accept her sister's assistance and assume that no one will question her.
Know exactly what you're doing. Don't be looking like that, you snake ass son of a gun. You're a snake, and you like controversy, and you like all of that. So why would you do that?
Towanda, however, was not going to give Tamar the final say. She retaliated and revealed Tamar's covert relationship with her sister's partner.
stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit cards and help
But
me.
what you steal?
I don't steal anything.
You don't? You stole men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them
Oh,
a few times.
Oh, what man?
You not get the lead.
Bitch. Dirty, low down ass bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a liar.
Tamar's response made it obvious that she was totally taken by surprise and didn't anticipate this. Surprisingly, Toni Braxton was the one who appeared genuinely taken aback by everything.
Toni Braxton?
Toni Braxton, I got
Toni
Toni
Braxton. No, Toni Braxton ain't never had your back.
I got Toni Braxton.
I want it on
No,
record.
I wanna be-
I want it on national
No,
television. You want to
no.
say I don't have your back?
You didn't have
Oh,
my back
Lord
when
Jesus,
it came
give
to
me
your
the
lawyer.
For an unknown amount of time, Tawanda had kept this information to herself. It was evident that she deliberately kept it, waiting for the ideal opportunity to use it against Tamar. Furthermore, based on her response, it appeared that she already knew everything, which was quite odd. In particular, when one sister sees another sister's partner, how can you keep anything like this from your own sister? It seems that more than one individual was involved. Tawanda claims that Tamar had an affair with 2 of Tony's men. The Braxton sisters seem to be at odds all the time at this point. When Tawanda said that Tamar had been spying on Tony's lovers, users on the internet tried to identify them right away. There are rumors that Tamar was associated with Carrie Lewis from Mint Condition, in addition to Birdman. These tales date back to 2011, when a blogger advised Tamar to remain close to Tony's ex-husband to advance in her career. According to the Post, Toni had previously been with Vince before essentially allowing Tamar to take over. Tamar has already faced criticism for her involvement with other women's husbands. She had already encountered criticism about Michael Malden, the father of Jermaine Dupri. All things considered, it is not surprising that she might have gone too far, particularly if she believed it would advance her career. She eventually met Birdman, a person she was already acquainted with. The Brat claims that in spite of everything, her siblings weren't correct about her this time.
The Brat and Tamar worked on Destination. They became close, they became friends, whatever. So if you know, the Braxtons came out last week and Tawanda stated that Tamar slept with Tony's ex, yada yada yada. There was a versus last weekend. Tamar was on stage with Birdman, wiping off his sweat, stopping him from drinking, getting drunk, whatever. Now it's going around that Tamar and Birdman dated back in 2003, and now we know that Toni and Birdman are married.
The Brat attested to Tamar and Birdman's involvement in 2003, which was really before Tony's relationship with Vince. The Brat claims that Toni and Birdman's bond developed considerably later. She therefore believes that it is absurd for people to be criticizing Tamar. Tamar has always been encouraging, despite the fact that her sister married her former partner. She has previously praised Birdman and her sister. Do you recall the Halloween costumes she and her kid wore as Toni and Birdman? Tamar just does that kind of thing, and the Brat isn't allowing anyone to make it sound improper or inappropriate. Of course, there are viewpoints on the internet as well. Even while these famous guys pretend to be players, they are frequently played themselves. When no one else would admit it, Tamar kept the Braxton household going. She would have been hauled online if the roles had been reversed. Tamar and Birdman were even listed in early rumors as a pair, but she later started seeing Vince after he became weary of her attitude. What are your thoughts on all of this? Don't forget to like and subscribe and share your opinions in the comments.